Will Reichert has it all teed up. And off we go from Minneapolis. Starting from the 5. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. So the Steeler offense getting out there for its opening drive of the game. And they'll be led out by the longtime veteran at QB.
And if he could only flip that 3-to-1 ratio, have it be 3 touchdowns to 1 pick instead of the other way around, I think we'd have seen that loss flip to a win as well. Clean slate this week. We'll see what he's done to address the showing from his last time out.
Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And it's going to be about a 3-yard pickup in the end. Play brought to an end by Jonathan Grenard. Second down now, 7 to go. From the 31. We had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Gonna have to wait a little longer for his first catch of the game. So that brings them to third down. Now looking to throw. Short throw, tipped. Oh, but he's still got it. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
This dude's just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffs out that first down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. First and 10, looking to throw. Roman Wilson reels it in. And he's able to move past the 45 before going out.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
They'll run now on second down. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. It's a 4-yard gain, and that's going to get him across the marker and earn the first. From midfield now. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense. And now, well, now we let the chess match begin. The adjustments begin because we know pressure leads to sacks. And sacks in this league often leads to wins.
And that's going to be knocked away, incomplete. DK Metcalf, the intended receiver. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long. They're throwing it. It's caught Metcalf. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They get 28 out of that play. And that's a Steelers first down.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
They've worked it downfield very well to begin the drive. It's 1st and 10 at the 28. Right up the gut. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
Kate, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Couple sacks on the opening drive. You better get to fix-it mode in a hurry. And I'm talking about on the sidelines. I'm talking as a quarterback. You've got to solve this pass rush because we know one thing about guys in this league defensively. When they get a couple sacks, they can smell it, and they're going to raise the intensity to another level. You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep it short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Dicker connects there. And the opening drive of the game ends in 3 points.
You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
Ty Chandler to return. He stopped on the return at the 27. So we'll see the Vikings offense now for the first time. And they're brought out by the 10th pick of the 2024 draft, a national champion at Michigan, J.J. McCarthy.
A bit of an uneventful outing individually last week, Kate. A touchdown and a pick for him, but the lasting memory, well, there's no question about it. Walking off that field with the loss, that stings. No doubt he feels he could have done more to prevent that result, so expect to see a motivated individual taking snaps here this week.
And he must have overlooked the linebacker there because he was right in the way to swat it away and bring out the incompletion. No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. From the shotgun, McCarthy. Able to find Hawkinson. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
Has the connection to Hawkinson. And he'll be out of bounds right along the 40. 5 yards on that play and enough for a new set of downs. The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. Now a give running right. And he gets it forward to still about a yard out of that. Play brought to an end by Jalen Ramsey. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. From the shotgun, McCarthy. Did not like what he was seeing, Brock, and he just hurls this one away.
Those passes get more and more difficult as you try to get aggressive downfield. I love the call. I love pushing the ball down the field. But the windows in the throwing lanes aren't there long, and it only takes a little bit for a throw to be off.
Cover man is there, and he harmlessly knocks it away. Incomplete. He was looking for T.J. Hawkinson. And that brings up 4th and long. The Vikings getting their punt team out. Coming off 4 punts in that loss, and he boots his first of this game away. Secures this at the 17. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. The Steelers and wide receiver DK Metcalf set for another drive. And you can see he's in chase mode, trying his best to catch the league leader in receiving. Right now, sitting in 2nd place. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Hits him on the out route. And he's going to be out of bounds just before reaching the 30. Now a moment to check out his numbers catching that football last week. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Here's a give up the middle. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. A pickup of 2, maybe 3, but most importantly, Brock, that's enough to move the sticks. 1st down, ball at the 36. He's dropping back to throw. Oh, tried forcing it to the slant. It's intercepted. Ivan Pace has got it.
Not an overwhelming amount of running room available, but he made what he could through the traffic on the pick. Everything he got them, just a bonus really anyway. They were certainly satisfied by simply getting off the field.
Now for the 2nd time this game, we get a look at this Vikings offense. And they're set up well inside of enemy territory. They've got a short field after that pick. Ball at the 33 for 1st down. Operating from the gun, it's McCarthy. Grabbed by Jordan Addison. And he's out just a second shy of reaching the red zone. They'll come up 1st and 10. Moore going to motion over right. And we all saw it. Flag came out just before that one fell incomplete. They may still get some big yards out of this one. Well, the pass interference might have prevented the touchdown there, but it gives this offense the yards and a great chance to punch it in anyway. And no one had a shot at that. It's out of the back of the end zone, incomplete. Another chance to get that lone yard. Here's 2nd and goal. Now McCarthy. Rolling left. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And they're headed in reverse after that sack.
That sure ended up being a worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down. And he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
They've held him out twice. Here we go, 3rd and goal. Looking to throw, McCarthy. He's in trouble and gets brought down again. And that sack gonna cost them some yardage.
That is a wow. Maybe that's a double wow for me. 2 sacks in the previous 3 snaps. I can really criticize quarterbacks, and too often I do, to get rid of the football, but that is about a defensive effort. Knowing what's on the line when you get into situations in the red zone, Kate, can't do it much better than that. You know, you look at that 3rd down play, looking back, and it really turns into a 3-point play. It's why situational work is so critical. Coaches talk about it all the time. Sure, you love the field goal, but man, they would have loved a touchdown more.
Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Now Pittsburgh's offense running back out for a new series. And coming off the interception, a good chance to reestablish some momentum as they get set. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. Catch made by Austin. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. Markers reset, ball at the 37. Trying to throw here out of the gun. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. And it's a touchdown as he brings it back for the pick 6. But we all know getting the interception is the important thing, Brock. But how about this guy having the wherewithal to transition into a really nice return to then get the touchdown out of it, too?
Yeah, that's a great point. We talk about it with the receivers, right? Getting vertical right away after making a catch. But same thing for these defenders when they make a pick. They secure the football, sure. But instantly they go back to their offensive days. They want that touchdown, and they want a moment they won't forget.
One after try, good by Reichert. And the Vikings break that tie and now lead by 7. A quick chance at redemption after that pick 6 as it's sent away. His return starts at the 5. In pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. And he'll take this up to about the 34 before he stopped. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 6. And we will not get another play. That's going to do it for the 1st quarter. Neither side separating much so far. More from US Bank Stadium after the break. Second quarter, all queued up and ready to go. It's Steeler football. They start with 2nd and 6. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
I know quarterbacks get paid a lot of money and a lot of glamour in this league, but today, well, this is a tough day for this QB. He's taking a beating. And whether it means changing up some of the blocking schemes, maybe mixing in a little bit of run, or heck, this quarterback getting the ball out of his hand more quickly, he's got to start protecting himself.
Wilson's got it. And he goes out of bounds after taking it up to the 40. They get 13 on the pickup. And he'll bring up a Pittsburgh 1st down.
Kate, when you watch the combine, you'll watch guys try to make this throw. And without chemistry, it's so hard to execute. That was picture perfect. That's a QB and receiver on the same page because that route, that deep out to the field, that takes just a different level of connectedness.
And they're going to get him down just shy of midfield. Still a nice gain, though, up to the 49. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. They bring Wilson in motion right. Running for the marker on 2nd. And the hit stuffs him cold. Wow, he maybe got back to the line. And the Vikings add an extra defensive back for this 3rd down. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
New set of downs for him at the 38. Play action on 1st down. He's got it inside the 10. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Well, Brock, that proved a little too tough to stick to. Turns out it was the right route to get a touchdown on that play.
Yeah, those corner routes can be some high risk at times, but big-time rewards. Think about this for a second, Kate. We talk all the time about the efficiency of a slant route and in breaking, that angle breaking in, right? Higher completion rate, you're throwing something breaking in. You have a corner that breaks out. Obviously, the efficiency may not be there, but boy, touchdowns and big touchdowns can follow when the two stay connected.
Point after up and good from Boswell. And the Steelers tie things 10-10. Now Boswell on to send this away. Has this at the 6. He lost the football. And they steal it back on the return. Now, we just don't see kick returns nearly as often as we used to, Brock, which makes impact plays on them like that so much rarer.
Yeah, that is so well said. Kind of reminds me of my son's baseball coach, right at a young age. You're always coaching those guys, hey, the ball's going to come to you. The ball's going to come to you. Every single pitch, the ball's going to come to you. And these kickoff cover guys, they got to think in their mind every time is my chance to make a play, and they just did.
Here's 2nd and 11. Into the hands of Pat Freiermuth. Decent gain here, but short of the 1st. 3rd and just 2 to go. Throwing now from the gun. Complete beyond the marker. And this is down all the way to the 3. That's a gain of 13, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
Four downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. Goal to go. It's a pass play. Is across the line for the Pittsburgh touchdown. The Steelers take a 2nd quarter lead. That one not easy, Brock. Threading the needle there. Boy, there was a lot of traffic in the end zone, but he still found his man.
Yeah, you don't really recommend challenging double coverage in the end zone in this league, but when you give your receiver a chance in that spot, that's what they love. And sometimes you just have to trust that your guys are better than the ones surrounding him, and he'll go make that play anyway.
Boswell gets that point after to go. And the Steelers break that tie and now lead by 7. Now Boswell on to send this away. Chandler now on the return. This return makes it up to the 25. The Vikings taking the field on offense. And it's far from the first time we're seeing this unit head out, Brock. But what we haven't seen so far in this opening half, well, we haven't seen much in terms of yardage.
No, it's like they've written a few lyrics, but nowhere close to a song yet.
And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Another carry for him. And he found some running room for a nice gain. He picks up 8 on the run, and now they're going to have 3rd and 4. McCarthy looking to throw. Able to get it to Moore. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted him. They wanted him in a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after.
Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down. Now it's McCarthy. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And it brings up 3rd down. Chandler again. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! Oh, they got it back. They can try and salvage something. Well, they scrambled back on top of the fumble. They lose a ton, though, and now they've got 4th down coming up.
Yeah, recovering it really only brought you one more play. With how much they lost on that play, well, here come the special teams. And now, well, now they got to be special.
Kevin O'Connell not happy with the officials at the moment. The challenge flag is out.
Play is under review.
Yeah, pretty bang-bang play out there. It's tough to see exactly what happened on our first look in real time.
But you know what I like here, and I do appreciate, and these officials are so good at let the play just play itself out before calling it dead. Now all the replays and the camera angles will give us such a better idea of really what happened.
A good choice to throw that red flag as Kevin O'Connell wins his challenge. 4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. Fair catch called for and brought in at the 11. The offense returning to the field now as we get a look at their wideout. He's kind of touched out in this game, as we see now where that helps land him among the NFL's leaders in that category. They're out and set, 1st and 10. They go play action here. He lets a heater go deep, middle of the field. And he's there to send that one away, incomplete.
I'll tell you what, Kate, that's a really nice play in coverage. That linebacker looking like a cornerback on that play. Perhaps those cover guys could take some notes and how to stay in position, and most importantly, swat that pass away.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back, 3rd down coming up.
Yeah, this is one of the occasions, Kate, where this defense got to just keep chopping wood. Keep chopping wood. I know they're a little more careful about actually having axes in locker rooms anymore after injuries, but the mantra is the same. You can't look at the scoreboard nor worry about what your offense is doing. You got to keep punishing your opponent.
Looking at a tough spot to punt it away if this 3rd down is unsuccessful. Simple dive up the middle. And he cannot shake the tackler along the line of scrimmage. It goes as no gain on the 3rd down run, and now they face 4th down. On 4th down, the Steelers are going to turn to Cameron Johnston to punt this away. He punted a couple of times last week in their loss, and now gets this one away. And the coverage team is there as he fields it, so almost nothing on that return before he stopped. That punt gets up to 59 yards. And it's going to be Vikings football. Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. McCarthy throwing here. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
Extra man in the secondary for the Steelers. 3rd down coming up. Here's McCarthy to throw. And that's knocked away. The linebacker got him in the middle of the field. Incomplete. Couldn't connect with Jordan Addison. And that leaves them with 4th and 5. Ryan Wright on to punt. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. No return on this one. It's going to make it out of bounds and across the 25, spotted at the 24. This offense headed back to the field, led by their receiver. And he finds himself across an important benchmark for yards this season after that last drive. He stayed pretty busy this season, and the numbers show just that. Flushed out of the pocket, trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
That is now the 5th sack this offense has had to endure in the first half alone. We're on a double-digit pace here, and I'll tell you what, I know how these defensive coordinators work. They can feel the blood in the water. They are not going to stop getting after this quarterback until this offense can find a way to protect itself.
So it's the 2-minute warning here from Minneapolis. And it's the Steelers. Backed up a mile here on second down. They'll motion a tight end left. The give here on second. And he reaches the 17-yard line as he's hauled down. The Vikings call a timeout. It'll be their first. Vikings defense countering with a nickel look. Third down coming. Back-to-back carries here. And that hit stops him in his tracks. Timeout taken by the defense. Their second. The Steelers set to punt it. And he wants to hit his second effort just as well as he hit his first. His first punt went 50. This is away and looks even better. And he's calling for a fair catch, which is made at the 33-yard line. No return on that punt. And they'll get ready to go on offense. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. McCarthy to throw it. That's in the hands of Moore. On the move, past the 40. Keeps it moving. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Thinking touchdown here after that big play. We've got 1st and 10 from the red zone. Working inside the red zone. Has it down close. And they'll get this down nearly to the end zone. Instead, stopped at the 2. 14 yards on a nice play there, and it gives them 1st and goal. Mason. And the power play up the gut only results in 2 yards. Before we can get a snap on second down, they call timeout. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half.
Hey, I get it on 1st and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
Gets it towards the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Just something off in the rhythm of their passing game on that one, Kate. Time to recalibrate and keep throwing it to get back on track.
3rd and goal for McCarthy. And he finds it in the end zone for the Minnesota touchdown. The Vikings earn the chance to tie before halftime. It's a T.J. Hockenson touchdown. When you reach the status that he has around the league, Brock, well, we all at this point expect him to be making plays like this when he's targeted down near the end zone.
Yeah, I think the best thing I can say about this dude is he makes it look easy a lot of the time. And this game, trust me, is never easy. It speaks to how well he plays this position.
Here's Reichard set to kick this away. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. All right, keeping it simple. They're just going to call a give right up the middle. They'll cobble together a yard there. That was Jonathan Allen on the tackle. Just a yard on the run, and we've reached the end of our first half. We've hit halftime, all tied up thanks to that late touchdown. Now we'll send you south to our Orlando studios for the EA Sports Halftime Report with Jonathan Coachman.
We thought this one would be a close battle coming in, and we have not been disappointed. They're all even to this point. This has the feeling of a game that could go right down to the wire. One mistake or one big play could turn out to be the difference.
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome y'all back for the start of our third quarter. Chandler now on the return. Returns looking good so far. They'll take over at the 39-yard line. Nice return there. Here's the Minnesota offense headed out to start this third quarter. And that last drive, no answer for what they were doing through the air, so expect some tighter coverage this time around. They'll run here on first down. And his drive forward halted after a couple of yards. Hit applied by Keanu Benton. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. They'll go play action here. It's McCarthy. And the Steelers get home. They drop him. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
As much as we talk about offenses wanting to stay ahead of the chains, they want to stay on script. Well, a defense, they want to rip that script up. And a sack like that, creating third and extra longs, it's exactly how you get it done.
Able to find Hawkinson.
That's just discipline with a capital D. The play in the huddle is a running back screen, but it takes discipline for that offensive line to not get downfield. Discipline for that receiver to stay alert, stay aware that he's a viable option as well.
He has it at the 22. And he's brought down before the return gets far. The Steelers back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. First and 10 now from the 30. Blown back gets the handoff. And their struggles on the ground continue as he's tackled after a small gain. Second down now, 7 to go. He'll look to throw. Bails out of the pocket quick. Oh, he was on the move, and so was the defense, and they take him down. And that pushes him back. Third down coming up. Back to throw now. He's got on him again, and he goes down again. And consecutive sacks have them staring at a tough fourth down. Punting unit out now. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. Averaging a little under 50 a kick so far, Brock, as he gets away another one. Fair catch signaled for and made at the 32-yard line. So no return on that punt. And it's going to be their football coming up. Ball at the 33 for first down. Give now to the running back. And he's brought down for a loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
Too much lead on that throw. That falls incomplete ahead of his target.
That's somebody they're going to look for if he has any space deep. That space, though, Kate, just disappeared between when he let that pass go and when he actually made it down the field.
Pressure's there, and the steel curtain closes on him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of fourth down.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth, but a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it, except for this defense that just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
Minnesota lined up in punt formation. And he's going to do the honors for the fourth time today. And he sends this away. Definitely his best kick of the game thus far. Ball taken in at the 36. And a good return as he gets him up across midfield and into enemy territory. He picks up 16 on the good return. And the Steelers will take over possession. Football on that 47-yard line, first down. Lone back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he's brought down after a tremendous effort just to get a couple of yards. Second down now, 7 to go. Back to the well again. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. Now after the run, we see some trainers headed out for an injured player who was shaken up. A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. They bring the tight end in motion. 1st and 10, looking to throw. Metcalf's got it, complete. And they have this well into the red zone now at the 15. They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. From the red zone now. He brings it in. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Throwing here on 2nd and a handful. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the hits just keep coming for them on this play, it seems. Elsewhere on the field, they've got a player hurt and in need of some attention. 3rd and 6 for them to figure out now. Looking to the air here. Escapes the pocket. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4. They find 7 yards, and now they've got 1st and goal.
You know, before the snap, right before the snap, you may have to take off if the read isn't there. That was a great adjustment made at the perfect time for the 1st down.
Hit it out right. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the pressure drives them backwards.
You know, we do enough of these games, Kate, and I am a big fan of creativity. And the QBs today are some of the best to ever do it. But that's a situation where you got to know on 1st down, it's not time to be creative, especially if you feel the heat coming defensively. Just find a way to throw that sucker in the 1st row.
2nd and goal back to all the way up to the 14 here. Trying again following the sack. Has it in close. And they're going to get this down to the 4 before being stopped. Buckle up. It's 3rd and goal. Now they'll throw out of the gun. Flush down out to his left. And the ground game works for the touchdown. The Steelers take a 3rd quarter lead. Wow, great work there by the quarterback. The play broke down, didn't really have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise, and in the end brought the best call he could have made.
Yeah, and you can do it in different ways in today's NFL, right? The Tom Brady's just recently retired. He did it with his brain, he did it with his mind, but you've got to be able to improvise, as you said. You got to be able to create when a play breaks down, and when you can put 6 on the board, man, does that infuse your offensive group with confidence.
Now Boswell on to send this away. Here's a return from the 7. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Vikings now set to take the field. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over them. Really keeps taking this offense out of any grooves that they've managed to get into.
Okay, I like to say in life there's energy givers and there's energy vampires.
Yeah.
And for this defense, these sacks right here, they're such energy givers. And man, it's like a vampire sucking the juice out of an offense.
Yeah, I love that. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
From the shotgun, McCarthy. Able to hit Mason, complete. And he's caught after a gain of about 2. Juan Thornhill getting there for the stop. 1 yard, all that's needed. This is 3rd and inches. Here's the lone back on the handoff. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You love a huddle? Okay, you really do. You love a huddle full of guys like this who just know how to keep the drive moving forward. There's some trust there that he's going to get the job done, and he's going to get another shot, I would guess, down the line.
Into the hands of Jefferson, complete. And he gets it past the 50 and down to the Steelers' side of the field. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. On play action now, McCarthy. He's going to push one deep down. He's got it inside the 10. And they bring him down at the 7-yard line. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal. This is the end of the 3rd quarter. It's Vikings football. They're down, but not out on the scoreboard. They can decide to play for the tie or win later. First, they've got to reach that end zone. It's 1st and goal. They'll try and punch it in. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
You know, that's so hard for me, Kate. That's the type of effort that deserves better when it comes to the results. It's going to show up as a negative run on the stat sheet, but that was not the runner's fault. He did all he could to fight to get back to the line, but this defense just kept swarming.
Splits a couple of defenders and completes it.
Time and again, receivers will tell their quarterbacks, just give me a chance. Just give me a chance. Just throw it up and give me the opportunity. Well, in this case, with even 2 defenders trying to cover that wide receiver.
And he's going to score. Touchdown, Minnesota. The Vikings now trail by just a point in the 4th. Jordan Addison, the touchdown. So they punch it in for 6, Brock, and now a conversion away from tying this game back up.
This one just has the feel, doesn't it? The makings of a 1-score game in the 4th quarter that could go either way.
So a chance to tie it up again here in the 4th. The kick is good, so this game now hinging on every possession as we're tied up in the 4th. Here's Reichard set to kick this away. Returning it from the 4. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. The Steelers ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And he has to be happy about his game. We're checking some of the highlights right now that he's made so far. A good showing that's seen him in the zone from time to time. And also he's just seen the field well from his spot in the middle of this offense. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. First down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5. They give it to him again. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. A 70-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
Find me an offense that won't take that type of result every snap. Good execution, a quality gain, and it moved the sticks.
To throw here on 1st down. Metcalf there to bring it in. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. 2nd down now, 7 to go. From the 39. Flushed out of the pocket. And he's brought down after a short gain.
That's just a case where you're trying to make something when there really is nothing there. There just wasn't an opening for him to work with, and he was lucky to get what he could.
Throwing on 3rd and long. That's caught for the first. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. To hit a curl route of that length, it takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And it took a couple of guys to haul him down there after a gain of just 1. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Back to throw. Fryermuth there to bring it in. And he works this to the 38 before going down. 3rd down, 1 yard to go. Throwing now off play action. Austin's there to haul it in. And he gets down to the 24 before he stopped. They gain 14 on the play. And that's a Steelers' 1st down. The give now out of the shotgun. And they bring him to a stop, but this run gets him into the red zone down to the 15. Call it 9 yards. Looked like a first for a moment. It's 2nd and 1. Running this one left. And he's caught behind the line for a loss. And the Vikings add an extra defensive back for this 3rd down. Early movement along the right side. The flag comes out. A costly false start penalty as 3rd down becomes much more difficult to convert as they back it up 5. The penalty makes it 3rd and 8 here. Running it after the penalty. And he's brought down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line. It's a real solid pickup, 12 yards, and it rewards him with a 1st and goal. Here's the handoff. And it's a gain down to the 5-yard line. Give him 4 on that play, so now they've got 2nd and goal. They're going play action. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh! The Steelers take a 4th quarter lead. Pat Fryermuth, the touchdown. Well, this has definitely been a tight one throughout, Brock. So now that they've taken the lead, the question becomes, can they hold on to it?
And that question right there is one the defense has to answer. But this sure had the look of a drive where a coaching staff challenged that offense, saying, hey, we need a big drive from you guys right here. And sure enough, that offense delivers.
Yeah, no doubt. That one right down the middle. And the Steelers break that tie and now lead by 7. Now Boswell on to send this away. That's going to be taken in at the 8. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Minnesota offense ready to set up shop again. Still time to go, Brock, but that touchdown has them down now 7. They've got to find the end zone here. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, it's McCarthy. He's on the move. Oh, look at this, here he goes.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
Now he'll throw off the play fake. This one is hit by a defender and winds up incomplete.
How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react, read and react? You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. And that'll bring up 4th and 3. The Vikings getting their punt team out. And he finally gets a hold of one here. This is hit far. Same as a touchback here. Fair catch made at the 20. The visitors headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. Caught by Freiermuth. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
It's the 2-minute warning here in Minneapolis. Steelers leading by 7. 2nd and 6 coming up here. Hand off to the back. And he's brought down for a loss. So quickly the defense burns a timeout here. 1:57 remaining in the game. A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here. Another carry for him. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. With 1:54 remaining, the defense burns a timeout. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Motioning one of the tight ends. Going to the ground again on 1st. And he'll bowl his way ahead for a 4-yard pickup. Now whistles and a timeout taken quickly by the defense. 1:50 left to go. Second and 6 coming up here. Right up the gut. And not a lot of room for him as he's brought down. It's a pickup of 3. They're going to need 3 more now on 3rd down. Back to throw it. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll be brought down a step or 2 shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. Call it 7 yards on the play, and that's enough for the 1st down. Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on 1st down. With the win in hand, they'll take the knee, let this clock run out.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
So the Steelers come in and take this on the road. And just a week after being soundly defeated, they're back out there playing a much better brand of football. Short memories prevail, Brock, as they move past that loss and get back to some winning football. So that'll do it for this one. With Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. The Steelers are winners as we bid you farewell from Minneapolis.